Are you worried that you are not good enough to write the book you want to write? My name is Gina. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. And that's normal. That's completely normal. Nobody is actually good enough to write the book that they want to write, especially not on a first draft and especially not on the first book that you are trying to write. You just have to start. Being terrible at something is the very first step towards someday being good at something. You have to be brave enough to suck at something new. You have to start. You would never learn how to run if you hadn't toddled as a toddler and fallen down a lot. You would never learn how to write at all if you hadn't sat there with a big fat crayon in your hand when you were 3 years old, scribbling outside the lines and then slowly learning to scribble inside the lines. You have to suck at something before you can be good at it. And the only way, literally the only way to get good at something is to practice it. You have to write in order to become a writer, in order to be good at writing. You have to sit down and you have to churn out a really crappy first draft of a first novel. It is going to be full of cliches and stereotypes. It's going to be full of wonky pacing and bad characterization, and that's okay. In fact, that's more than okay. It's perfect because your first draft of your first book serves one function: it has to exist. Because once it exists, you have the opportunity to make it better. You have now had a chance to learn what you're good at and what you're not, so that you can build on those skills, so that you know how to go out and look for support and look for information on how to get better at those things. But you have no idea how to get good at those things if you don't start. You just have to start writing. Nobody is good enough when they first start. Even the geniuses that look like overnight successes, that their first book was a mega bestseller, that wasn't the first thing they wrote. It wasn't the first story they came up with. It might have been the first thing that they submitted to publishers, but that is not the first thing they wrote. It's not the first thing. You have to start. You are not good enough right now, but you have the ability to become good enough if you are just brave enough to sit down and write the thing that is scaring you.